So in this video, I'm going to show you the small living room changes that instantly make a small space feel bigger, calmer, more expansive, and far more intentional. Your small living room could genuinely look 10 times better by tomorrow. Not because you bought expensive furniture, not because you renovated, and not because you suddenly found more space. So let me show you exactly what I mean. Some of the things that seem logical in a small space are actually what makes the room feel tighter, flatter, and more crowded. The way your furniture is arranged, the size of your rug, where your mirror sits, even the shape of your coffee table, all of it quietly changes how your room feels. The biggest mistake in small living room design is pushing every piece of furniture against the wall. And I understand why people do it. It feels logical. If everything touches the wall, the middle stays open, which should make the room feel bigger, right? But visually, the opposite happens. The room becomes one large empty center surrounded by furniture at the edges. Instead of feeling spacious, it starts feeling flat and disconnected, almost like a waiting area instead of a living room. This is one of the most common small living room layout mistakes, and fixing it changes everything. Try pulling your sofa forward even just 12 to 8 inches. I know it sounds small, but visually changes how the entire room is perceived. Suddenly, the sofa stops looking like it was pushed out of the way and starts looking intentional, especially if you place a narrow console table behind it with a lamp, a few books, or a small plant. That tiny layer behind the sofa creates depth, and depth is what makes a small room feel designed. The moment there's space behind the sofa, your brain recognizes circulation, a walkway, movement, flow, and rooms that allow movement around furniture always feel larger than rooms where everything is pressed flat against the perimeter. Most people never realize this, but small spaces feel bigger when furniture breathes a little, not when it's trapped against every wall. And this principle applies beyond the sofa. Your chairs don't always need to sit perfectly in corners. Angling one slightly inwards creates conversational space. Designers call this zoning, creating intentional areas within a room. And zoning is one of the fastest ways to make a small living room feel elevated instead of crowded. If you try this and it feels strange at first, give it 48 hours. Your eyes adjust quickly, and once they do, the old layout will probably start feeling wrong. Now, here's something that quietly controls the entire room without most people realizing it: your rug. Specifically, the size of your rug. In small living room design, rug size changes how connected or disconnected the room feels. And one of the biggest mistakes is choosing a rug that is too small. You've probably seen it before: a tiny rug sitting under only the coffee table while all the furniture floats around it separately. The room instantly feels fragmented. Every piece exists on its own instead of belonging together. Here's the rule designers use. At minimum, the front legs of your sofa and chairs should sit on the rug. Ideally, all the furniture connects to it. Because the rug is not just decor, it is the visual foundation of the room. Once everything shares the same rug, your brain immediately reads the sitting area as one intentional zone instead of scattered pieces. And strangely enough, in a small living room, a large rug often makes the room feel bigger, not smaller, because the eye stops focusing on separate furniture pieces and starts seeing one unified layout. The room feels calmer, more grounded, more expansive. Most people think a small room needs small decor, but visually, undersized pieces are often what makes the room feel tight in the first place. If this already changes how you see your small living room, subscribe. Every week, I share practical interior design ideas for real homes, real budgets, and real everyday living. Alright, let's keep going. Now let's talk about one of the oldest design tricks that still work incredibly well in small spaces: mirrors. But here's what most people get it wrong. They hang small decorative mirrors wherever there is empty wall space. And if that mirror reflects nothing important, it does absolutely nothing for the room. In small living room design, mirrors are not just decorations. They are spatial tools. A large mirror placed opposite a window changes the entire feeling of the space, because now it reflects light, depth, movement, and sometimes even greenery from outside. Your brain starts reading the room as extending beyond the walls. And this isn't just styling psychology, it is geometry geometry. Light enters the room, hits the mirrors, and travels back across the space, creating another layer of brightness. That extra light makes walls feel further away than they actually are. And honestly, one oversized mirror often does more for a living room than multiple decorative pieces combined. If you're renting or don't want to drill, a large leaning floor mirror works beautifully too. Place it where it catches daylight and watch how different the room feels by afternoon. Small rooms do not need more things, they need more depth. And depth comes from texture, not quality or quantity. This is one of the most overlooked small living room design principles. A lot of people try to improve a room by adding more decor, more candles, more cushions, more little accessories everywhere. But too many small items create visual noise, especially in a small space. Instead, focus on layered textures. A linen cushion beside velvet, a woven basket beside smooth ceramic, a chunky knit throw against a clean sofa. Textures create contrast, and contrast creates richness. That's why professionally designed spaces often look calm even when they are simple. The room isn't crowded with objects, it's layered with materials. In a small living room, limit this to few intentional areas: the sofa, the coffee table, maybe the corner. That restraint is what makes the room feel elevated instead of cluttered. Most people don't realize that luxury spaces are usually edited very carefully. Not about adding more, it's not about choosing better. Finally, let's talk about the one object sitting at the center of your entire living room: your coffee table. In a small living room layout, the coffee table becomes a visual anchor, which means if it feels heavy, the entire room feels heavy as well. So large, dark, rectangular coffee tables can visually block movement in small spaces. Your eye stops at them. The room feels interrupted. But round coffee tables create flow. Your eye naturally moves around curves more easily than sharp corners. And if the table is glass or acrylic, even better, because your eye can still see the flow underneath. That uninterrupted flow visibility makes the room feel more open almost instantly. Even if replacing the table isn't realistic right now, you can still lighten the visual weight, remove clutter from the surface, clear the bottom shelf if there's one, keep just one intentional styled moment instead of multiple scattered objects. In small spaces, visual breathing rooms matters just as much as physical space. Small living rooms are not limitations, they are opportunities to design more intentionally. And honestly, some of the most beautiful homes are not the biggest ones, they are the ones that feel thoughtful. If you enjoy practical interior design ideas for real homes and real budgets, subscribe and I'll see you in the next video.